All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here with us at the Coaches Show. We are broadcasting live from our host, Aspen Place Health Campus. Cornerstone Bakery, the official donut of the Coaches Show. And the donuts are here on the table. Coaches will be tearing into those here momentarily. Last night, the final regular season game for Indiana High School boys basketball. All three local teams end on a winning note. Let's take a look at some of the scores from last night. Greensburg Pirates at home for senior night defeated East Central 45-34. North Decatur, a couple overtimes, but defeated Rushville 77-63. South Decatur topped Knightstown 70-60. Southwestern Hanover over South Dearborn 52-36. Eminence defeated Waldron 55-53. Morristown over Anderson Prep Academy 79-19. Franklin defeated Jennings County 65-56. Silver Creek over Seymour 69-40. South Ripley over Jacksonville 50-45. Union County defeats Milan 48-46. Just some select scores from the area last night. Again, final regular season game for all these ball clubs. So those are in the books. All three local teams finishing on a winning note last night. We'll be in the sectional play here starting Tuesday. First up here this morning, the head coach of the Greensburg Pirates, Coach Stacy Meyer. Coach, you win on you actually finish off winning your last 5 ball games. In fact, 9 of your last 10. But last night, East Central, big club, they had defeated you back in December by 15 points, but a different outcome last night.
It was. We had a better defensive effort, I think, last night than the first time that we played them. And both teams from that game had lost a starter, Matt Martin for us, then they had lost a starter too.
Tyler Killing.
To a wrist injury. So, but we did. I thought we played much better. Start of the game, neither team could buy a basket, I don't think, and they jump out to an early lead, but I thought our kids responded well. We go in at halftime with a lead and just kind of secured that lead and built on it in the second half.
Yeah, I think Gary Bailey, our master statistician, had you maybe missing the first 7 shots, got down, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 points, but came back and got within a point here at the first quarter break. But yeah, it turned out nicely for you there on senior night. East Central comes in, like I say, they're without Tyler Killing, you're without Matt Martin. Those things make a big difference, not only in that spot, but the first guy off the bench, second guy behind him, and it's kind of a domino effect, isn't it?
It does, and, you're playing guys in different positions what they're usually playing, so but we responded. I thought we did a better job against Ewing. I know he got going a little bit early, but I thought in the second half we did a much better job, especially our help side. Force him to get rid of it. When he got in the lane, there was 3 bodies on him, so much better job in the second half.
Yeah, I thought certainly in the second half in particular, he had to work hard for his shots. He was in traffic, and it was difficult for him.
He did, and East Central's a team where early on I thought they were getting up and down the court. They would shoot it quick if they had something in transition. I think with losing a starter, they're more patient now. And I thought our defense was patient too, where there were some long possessions that we just didn't break down.
Flip side of that, your freshman Andrew Wellage had 18 points at halftime. East Central kind of tightened up on him in the second half.
Did, and I think he had 2. He had 2 free throws in the second half, and but we've kind of done that all year, where Andrew's kind of had a session where he's played really well offensively, then Drew's knocked down some shots, Matt's done well, Kyle's knocked down some shots, so they've kind of fed off each other and played pretty well together.
So you finish up your regular season here, 15-6? Coach, you started all new starters this year, and to win 15 ball games, it's incredible.
They've done a nice job, and I think, you want to get better as the season progresses, and I think that we have. Excuse me, and I think we faced a little bit of adversity. We lost Mason early, and Kyle came in to his spot. Here recently, we've lost Matt with mono, and Trevor Reynolds has come in and done a really nice job for us to fill that void. So very happy with some adversity thrown at them. They've handled it and continued to get better.
Yeah, without Matt Martin, and he was a big point. I think his last game he played at Seymour, 19 points, and he's actually a big rebounder for a short fellow, and so that's certainly a loss. And nonetheless, Trevor Reynolds, Sam Slusher, Miles Wilkinson, they come in and they do what you need them to get done.
They do, and they're not trying to do too much. They do what they can do to help our team win. And that's been the nice thing up. And, the old cliche of next guy up, we keep saying that, and they have responded in a positive way.
All right. The status of Martin, is he out for the for the long haul, or is he perhaps
He goes
available in the
back to the
sectional?
doctor this week, so we'll kind of see if he gets released or not. So it's just kind of a waiting game, and I know he's been around the last few days and feeling a lot better. So keep
Yeah.
our fingers crossed.
We'll see what happens. All right, JV last night, they had fought hard. They were able to come out with a victory last night.
And I thought they've struggled a little bit the last few games. And I know we got a win at South Ripley, but just that feeling of not really playing real well. But I thought they put it together for their last game. It was a great note to end on for sure.
Graduate the three seniors: Chancey Holsworth, Trevor Reynolds, Sam Slusher. A word about your seniors individually.
Unfortunately, Chancey has got a hip pointer hip flexor injury that's he's unable to play. But all three of those guys, and that's what you want your seniors on senior night. They put in 4 years into your program, and more than that. When they're younger, they're playing all the time. So kudos to those kids have done a tremendous job. And Sam is a kid who's probably not the most talented basketball player, but he gives you everything he has, and he's a glue type guy. He's guarding the opposing team's best player every single night. Trevor here of late has been playing a lot more, and he's been patient in his playing time, and I think being rewarded for it right now. So a great senior class for us this year.
All right, so we go into sectional play. You're the sectional host, and not only the sectional host, you get the single sectional bye. So it could have turned out worse for you here in the postseason.
And it could have. And, the sectional, we always say it is what it is. If you draw that Tuesday game at 6 or 7 o'clock, that's what you got to do. And if you get the bye, that's good that you don't have to play on Tuesday or Wednesday. So I think, honestly, in our situation right now with Matt, it helps us because we know we get results back and see if he's released. And so we'll see. We'll see who we're either going to be playing, Madison or South Dearborn on Friday.
You mentioned last night pregame as far as coming into the sectional. Oftentimes that final regular season game, easy to not be concentrating on that, knowing you might be playing Tuesday or Wednesday, something you didn't have to worry about last night, though.
We didn't, and unfortunately, I wish we were playing for a conference championship, but we weren't. We finished second, but we were able to prepare for East Central because you weren't going to play on Tuesday. You got another week, and we won't even know who we're playing until after Tuesday. So it was nice that the kids got to focus in on this last game.
Hey, and congratulations to Kerry Brown, Connorsville, 23-1. They're 7-0 in the conference. I know you took them to overtime and such, but conference champions, and they've been playing really good basketball.
They have, and it's 2 years in a row they've won conference. Good basketball team. They're patient at both ends. They don't beat themselves. That's the thing. They don't turn it over, and they defend very well. So, and best of luck to them in the tournament. I know they've got a rough way to go, but they're more than capable.
In your sectional, without overlooking anybody, you've got your bracket. Other side of the bracket, a couple tough teams. Batesville always tough. Lawrenceburg's playing awfully good basketball right now.
We were talking here before we went on air about this is probably as open as the sectional's ever been, I think. And there are some very good teams. I think Batesville's playing well. I think Lawrenceburg's playing well. And Kyle and I were just talking. They went in overtime with Rushville. So if you're going to overlook Rushville because of their record, you're crazy because they can win too. So it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I remember. Of course, we beat Rushville at home, but it came down to the last minute or two, didn't it?
It really did. And when you got a point guard that is good, you have the ability to be in games, and they have a pretty good one. They have more guys than just him, but when you got a kid that can control it like that, you can be a tough out.
You are the host of the sectional, of course, athletic director also, but the rules are teams that have not played in your facility that year, they can come practice. Is that right?
Yep, and most schools will have today as that day because, honestly, most teams are playing on Friday. So they usually use Saturdays to come in and play or practice, I'm sorry. So we've got 3 teams, I think, that's coming in today to practice. So, we'll have a full schedule today.
Do teams ever decline that opportunity and just
Sure.
decide to stay home?
Yep, you can. And again, it depends how many teams are coming in practice, but we usually use distance if you're the furthest team. And if you get that schedule where, you can't come in till 3 o'clock and some teams won't, or if the 8 a.m. slot's the only thing that's open. It's sort of left up to the coaches.
Yeah. I think North Decatur girls, I think they played where Austin, is that right? Their sectional, and I don't know if it was worth driving all the way to Austin for a short practice and come back. I guess that's just a judgment call. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's some value in playing on that floor. But
It is, and it's almost if you can maybe get a regular practice in at your own place and then go shoot, just to get a feel of the gym maybe. But like you said, some of the sectionals, the distance you have to travel, it's like, is it even worth going down there?
It's
So,
for everybody to decide for themselves, I suppose. So you're, I noticed Sean Sellers, your former, you got 3 players playing Division 1A basketball right now. Sean Sellers, his Ball State team, first in the MAC West? They're 18-10, and he's a big part of that.
he is, and we've been able to watch him a few times, and they've taken Akron to the wire, and Akron's leading both sides. But hopefully they can make some noise in their conference tournament. And Ryan's playing really well. They've got a winning records, first time for a long time. Northwestern's having a great year, so
They're playing in Bloomington today, aren't
they are, and we're going to go.
Are you going to go?
Yeah, so it'll be fun to go up there and watch them play. And the big talk is, are they going to get in or not? So we'll see.
Yeah. Indiana's the big talk. Are they going to get in the NIT or not?
Yeah,
That's where I
I think
graduated.
they said they'll accept the bid. So
That's where I graduated from. It's kind of painful to watch, but boy, it's nice to see Bryant and Sean and Welch having those fine years in basketball. You can take some pride in that. Today's the championship game for ladies basketball. They're in their state finals today, and just interestingly, 7 of the 8 teams playing for championships today never won a state title. Kind of neat thing.
it is, and you know how special that would be to their communities. You get teams in there for the first time and get their town or city backing them. That's special.
All right. Well, you are. I don't know if you're 15-6 or 0-0. What's your record, Coach?
I think we're 0-0. The way you got to look at it now, it's one and done time.
All right. So the mood of your, like I say, you've come in here on what you've won. I think 9 of your last 10 ball games, and the other one was an overtime loss there at Indian Creek. So do you feel you're coming? You got to feel you're coming in on an up.
Yeah, and I think the regular season that. My take is you face so much adversity in the regular season for multiple reasons. You get into a game where the officiating may not be the best. You get in foul trouble. All these situations occur in that you handle and fight through. So now when sectional comes, if you do have that game where a kid's in foul trouble or the team throws a boxing one at you, you've seen all that. So hopefully you can accumulate and kind of pull from the season, the successes and the failures for tournament time.
2 teams, Coach, on your schedule. You play twice, Batesville and East Central. Batesville back on December 3rd. That was a 16-point loss. East Central was a 15-point loss, and but you play him again, and he had different outcomes both times.
And we were very pleased with that, and that's. From early season to late season. And I was really anxious last night to see how we would play, knowing what they did to us first time. They and Batesville both put it to us, those early games. And I thought we responded both when we played them the second time. So some of that is, with inexperience, you got to go through that. And hopefully we've learned from it.
Yeah, first time you played them, you looked like a team with 5 new starters.
Yeah, it was, yes. And no one really kind of knowing their roles. And
yeah.
So we'll see.
But those are conference opponents, and it's the second of the 2 that counts in the conference. Isn't that interesting?
And that worked out for us this year. And years past it hasn't, but this year both teams beat us first, which didn't count. Then we turned around and beat them on the counter game. So it did work out this year.
I'm all for that. So that's the way it works out. Well, sectionals start on, like I say, in your facility on Tuesday. South Dearborn will face Madison. Of course, that's you'll play the winner of that ball club right there. You're not only the coach, but you're also the athletic director. So, are you going to be athletic directing or scouting during that ball game?
Both.
Are you?
We'll do both. Yeah, we'll have a chance to watch both those teams play, and I think that's going to be a good game. South, and I know they played in the regular season, and it was a really tight game in the regular season. So, and again, they're on a neutral court, so no one's got the home court advantage.
Yeah, every team in your sectional you have played this year. That's not always the case for everybody across the state like that, but that's got to make preparation just a little bit easier for you.
It does. I think when you face team, and then if you're playing them in the sectional, you do have a much better idea because we can sit and watch film as coaches, but until you either go scout them live or play them, it's difficult. You can watch film and then you play them live, like, man, that kid's a lot quicker than he looked on film. So there are advantages to it, actually playing them.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your being here at the Coaches Show. You have a fine season, finishing 15-6, going into sectional play. Final words before we send you on your way.
Nope. Best luck to North and South in sectional play, and this is the best time of the year. It's exciting, like you said. Everybody's 0-0, and everybody's got a chance, so it's exciting.
All right, that's Stacy Meyer. He is the head coach of the Greensburg Pirates. We're at the Coaches Show at Aspen Place. We'll leave you for a couple minutes, and we'll be back right after this.
This is Paula Sibbett of Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick. We would like to invite you to come to our dealership in Greensburg, meet our courteous employees, and get acquainted with our sales and service departments. We are happy and willing to serve you with all your service needs or help you with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Tom Sibbett has been in this area for over 50 years, and we believe in giving our customers honest, courteous, and reliable service. Come visit us in Greensburg at 950 North Michigan Avenue, just off Highway 3 bypass. Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick will be there for you.
This is Michelle Gauk with Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and we are a proud supporter of all our student athletes. We know that being a student athlete takes hard work and dedication to stay on top of your game. It takes that same hard work and dedication to provide great customer service. At Batesville Chrysler, we've been putting families into reliable cars since 1984. And when it comes to buying a dependable car, who you buy from really does matter. So visit us at Batesville Chrysler. We'll be there for you before and after the sale. We work hard every day to prove that you can buy a car anywhere, but at Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, service is the difference.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Enjoy dinner at the Fireside Inn in Enochsburg, serving their famous fried chicken and shrimp each evening. Specials are Tuesday, tacos and taco soup. All-you-can-eat catfish on Wednesday. Thursday, it's hot wings, barbecued wings, battered wings, livers, and gizzards. Friday evening features cod and bassa catfish dinners. Prefer a sandwich? They have a great selection. Salad bar is available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings. Hours at the Fireside Inn are Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. For reservations, call 934-4174.
Hi, this is Cheryl Johnson, Community Liaison for Morning Breeze Health and Retirement Community. Morning Breeze is a CMS 5-star health campus offering 3 levels of care. Our villas offer independent living in our beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath, maintenance-free condo-style living. We offer large studio-style assisted living units inside our health campus. Morning Breeze is a top-rated skilled nursing facility with an outstanding therapy department offering short and long-term rehab.
And we return here to Aspen Place Health Campus, the Coaches Show. Tell you what, all 3 local ball clubs take a win last night in their final regular season game. This was the final regular season last night for Indiana High School basketball. Greensburg dropped East Central 45-34. We just had a discussion about that with Stacy Meyer, the head coach of the Pirates. And South Decatur defeated Knightstown last night 70-60. That was a road game. And North Decatur, a couple overtimes it took them, 77-63, defeated the Rushville Lions last night. 14-point win in overtime. He's got some explaining to do about that one. But Coach Kyle Nobby with us here this morning at the Coach Show. Coach, after 4 quarters of play against Rushville, what had you decided?
Absolutely nothing.
All right. So it goes into an extra session, and then again another one when we'll get into the meat of the game. But into that second overtime, how do you win a double overtime game by 14 points, by 2 touchdowns?
Well, going into that second overtime, or to start the second overtime, I should say, we were fortunate enough. I think we got the tip, and I think Rushville got the tip, and we were able to get a defensive stop and came down and were patient offensively, and Cameron Adams hit a big 3 to put us up 3, and Rushville came down and took a quick shot. And then I think, I'm trying to think back, I think maybe Dylan Merritt got an and 1, so we got up 6 pretty quick. And when they had to foul a little bit late, we were able to knock in some free throws, but we were able to get some steals, getting out on them, and trying to run them off the 3-point line. They tried to force some passes that weren't there, and our kids did a great job at getting in the passing lane, and we were able to get some easy breakaway layups. So I guess that's how you score 14 in the second overtime, but really proud of our kids last night.
Yeah, in fact, you said 14-0 was your second overtime?
Yeah,
score?
yep.
Well, I'll go with that. That'll certainly get it done right there. The first four quarters, how did that work out for you? How did that play out?
It was a back and forth type of game. The Farley kid is a really nice player for them. He's point guard. He kind of went a little crazy in the first quarter. He actually outscored us 16-14. He had all 16 points in the first quarter for Rushville. And this is a team that, averages, about 44 points a game. So they came out, and he obviously shot the ball extremely well. He hit 4 threes there in the first quarter. One of them was an open 3. The other ones were contested well, just not well enough. And when you hit your first few like he did, the basket just kept getting bigger and bigger for him. But I thought our kids responded. I was proud of the way they responded in the second quarter. Dylan Merritt picked up his second foul, in the first quarter. So we decided to sit him the entire second quarter, and Dylan had got 5 quick points for us out of the gates, and to be able to respond to him having to be on the bench, and our kids kind of dug in a little bit defensively, and we played much better on both ends of the floor, and went in at halftime up 6, 30-24. So ended the half on the right note, though. Gotcha.
All right, at the end of regulation, was that how did that end up tied? How did that last minute go there?
They ended up with the ball at the end of regulation, and kids did a great job, great defensive possession. We're able to get them to take a really contested, kind of off-balance runner going away from the basket, and scramble for the ball, and they have a kid that kind of lunges for it and tips it out to the Farley kid, and luckily enough we were able to get out and contest him, but he missed a 3 right at the buzzer that could have won the game. So to our kids' credit, they hung in there, stuck with it, and made some plays and made some defensive stops, and we got down in the fourth. We were down a couple possessions at a couple different times, and weren't shooting the ball very well, weren't very consistent offensively. And the other thing is we had a really tough time getting to the foul line. As coaches, we always kind of sometimes joke with the officials about things. And, I said, it's crazy that here we are, we're 37 minutes into this game and we're not in the bonus yet. So that really hurt us. We weren't taking advantage of trying to get to the rim enough to get to the foul line, but great response by our kids there in the fourth quarter to force overtime. And at the end of the first overtime, we had an opportunity. Dylan Merritt missed a pull-up jumper from about 6 or 8 feet, had an offensive rebound tip that missed, and Rushville got the ball and tried to push it up the floor, and Braden Blavelt stepped in front, made a great play. Kind of got tripped up. Could have been a call, went either way. Didn't go our way, obviously. It was a no call, and he kind of had to toss the ball up towards the basket as he's falling down to the ground to force a second overtime.
Playing 2 overtimes, you're playing an extra 8 minutes. Did anybody foul out on either team?
No, they didn't. They didn't. I thought both teams played pretty clean defensively as far as not over-fouling or fouling too much. But we play a lot of kids. We played 9 kids last night. Rushville played 8 or 9 kids as well, with a long game like that with 2 overtimes, you're still trying to look to keep your kids fresh. So great response by our kids, and fortunately enough to come away with a win.
Senior night last night at North Decatur, big crowd.
Yeah, I had a great crowd. Rushville always travels well, especially to our place. Tremendous support by our home crowd, and tremendous support for not just our seniors, but all of our kids. But it was a special night for our seniors. Thought they contributed very well to our victory. Our younger guys stepped up, contributed. I didn't want to forget to mention Braden Blauvelt played well for us, had 4 threes, ended up with 14 points, and Cameron Adams had 23. But I really thought, some of our seniors stepped up big for us, and what a great night for them to be able to do that. And Corey Fastbinder did some really good things for us, used his quickness to his advantage last night. Dylan Merritt has been doing it consistently all season for us, and Kyle Kramer was big for us last night. The Draper kids is a load inside for Rushville, and Kyle did a great job defensively, and was able to kind of take him away, especially in that second overtime when they tried to go to him. He did a great job for us defensively.
So how many seniors graduate off your club?
3.
Three seniors. Okay.
Yep.
And again, the names of your 3 seniors, you went through them, but
Dylan Merritt,
Yep.
Corey Fastbinder, and Kyle Kramer.
yeah, well, so their final game on that court.
Yeah, and that's an exciting thing, and we talked about that before the game. We started our 3 seniors, and sometimes that goes well, sometimes it doesn't. It's obviously different than our normal lineup, or lineup that we have had out on the floor. But I thought those kids and all of our kids did a great job with that, and we talked about that. Seniors, let the game come to you. Don't try to do too much. And I know it's a special night, but it'll make it even more special if you come away with a win. And I thought our kids did that. They accepted that. Hey, I've been starting. I'm coming off the bench, and type of thing. And I thought, those kids that did start for us last night did a lot of really good things for us, and consequently did a lot of good things for us late in the game that helped lead us to a victory.
Senior night goes a little sweeter if you can walk away with a win, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely, especially for those 3 kids. Last time playing a game on that floor, and to get a win like that, and especially a dramatic double overtime win against a Rushville team just up the road that we've always had a great contest with. So I'm really proud of the direction that our team and our kids have taken our group so far this year.
So playing the big school, big crowd, double overtime, had to been one of those games where your ears were ringing as you were trying to go to sleep last night. All the noise in the crowd, but that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yep, it is. And we have, and of course I'm biased, but we have one of the best bands around. They are just fantastic in the atmosphere. And one of the officials even said last night, he said, this is what is exciting about high school basketball. A smaller gym, packed to the rafters, great band, so loud you can't hear yourself think. But that's what high school basketball is in Indiana, and that's what I think of when I think of Indiana high school basketball. And whether it's a place like ours that seats 1,600 that's packed, or Seymour, it's 8,900 or whatever it is, and you're at a regional final and it's filled to the rafters. It's a great atmosphere for our kids and our fans.
I will second the motion, by the way, on your kudos to your band. Get to hear them all around southeastern Indiana. Played in the band when I was in high school. They are really good.
They are fantastic, and I want to. Jacob Crosley is our band director, and he makes it fun, and those kids make it fun for the atmosphere at our game. They're really great.
Well, back at the Milan game, not to bring up some painful things, but that was the last time you were in double overtime. That game was all but won. Half-court shot at the buzzer. Milan wins by 1 in double overtime. At that moment, you were in a short string of losses, and the way you felt at that moment compared to now you win your last 4 games of the regular season, it's got to be a huge difference.
It is, and I think that all started with the East Central game. Batesville, we did not play very well. And to their credit, they played extremely well. Maybe up to that point, the best they've played all season. With talking with Coach Garrett, and the next night we played a really good East Central team, as you know, and the Kaling kid and Spencer and Ewing at that time were playing awfully well. And our kids battled like crazy that night, and we came up a little short. I think we ended up getting beat 5, but we felt like that this is the last weekend of January. We've kind of built our schedule for this last 6-game run, and we felt like we could be really successful in those last 6 games, and we come up just short against Franklin County, get beat by 2, and then turn around and get beat on the half-court shot in double overtime. You kind of wonder how are our kids going to respond to this, and I thought they came together, and I'm really proud of them for that. I think a month ago we wouldn't have won that game last night. That's how much they have really grown, and we've made some changes that have really changed the complexion of our team. Kids in different spots, filling a different role maybe where they look and have been playing a lot more comfortable. And I'm proud of them understanding. You're building towards this part of the season, and we knew. Coming into these last 4 or 5 games that, we weren't going to have an opportunity, obviously, to win our conference, but would have an opportunity to win a sectional if we continue to get better, and that's what our kids have really bought into.
Well, all coaches, get better, want to be playing their best basketball at this time of the year. Having won your last 4, you're clearly doing that, no question.
Absolutely, and it's a credit to those kids, their preparation and the way they've prepared, and we kind of knew coming in this year that there could be a chance that we could be up and down, and you look at our schedule and you go back, and hindsight's 20/20, but we've had we've had 2 or 3 1-point losses, a double overtime loss, an overtime loss, a 2-point game here or there. You pull out those wins, and all of a sudden you're sitting here with 15 wins instead of 8. But as I mentioned, that's hindsight, and you got to learn from those, and our kids have done that.
You're 0-0 now.
Yep.
You go to South Ripley for your sectional. As it would have it, you get the bye. Got to be happy about that.
I am. I'm extremely happy about it. From the standpoint of it gives our kids a normal week.
Yeah.
And I think with young kids, inexperienced kids, and even experienced kids, high school kids, any change, sometimes you wonder how are they going to react to a change, something different. So fortunate enough to get the bye, but we're going to play somebody that's a really good team, whether it's Milan or Switzerland County, and we know regardless of who wins that game, we're going to have our hands full on Friday.
Yeah, that'll be tough no matter who comes out of that one. In the South Ripley sectional, which you're in the 2A sectional, which is the sectional North Decatur is in right here, more than the Greensburg sectional, more than the South Decatur sectional, every team in that sectional has a legitimate shot in that one. You can't say that about a lot of sectionals in the state, but there's not a team in that sectional that couldn't win it.
Absolutely. It is. We always say it's wide open, but really this is, I think, if you look at like Sagarin ratings and thing, from the first team to the last team, it's like a 3 to 5 point difference.
Yeah.
So every team's got that opportunity. It's going to be wide open, and I think it's going to come down to to win a conference or win a section or regional or whatever it needs to be. It takes some luck. You got to have a break that goes your way, or whether it's a call or whatever the case may be, you gotta have the ball bounce your way at some point. And to me, that could be the difference between us winning it or another team and they're being able to win it. So a lot goes into it, but that's why we play 22 games to get to this point.
You mentioned the Sagarin rating, the Jeff Sagarin Sports Computer, for entertainment purposes only.
Absolutely.
But it picks who it thinks might win that sectional. They pick Switzerland County. You got to
Sure.
give them some credit. They're 14-8, but they give them only a 26% chance to win, and they're the first team in your sectional. I reviewed all 64 sectionals in the state, in all 4 divisions, and that 26% is the lowest percentage for the favored team in the sectional. That's how wide open South Rip is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
in other words, there's a 74% chance the favorite team won't even win it. So.
Absolutely. And like you said, that doesn't happen very often, and that just shows the parity of the teams that are in our sectional. So it truly is going to be wide open, and we're excited to have that opportunity.
Did you play at South Rip this year?
We did not.
You did not. So you're going down to practice?
We are going down to practice, and I know you asked Coach Meyer that before. One of your questions, how do you decide to go down there, so on and so forth. We've went down. We've not practiced. I would say if we drew the Tuesday night game, we probably wouldn't have went down and practiced, just because you want a quality practice. You want. You're obviously going to have to game plan, today to be able to get ready to go on Tuesday. And you obviously could practice before and then go down and get some shooting in. And if it's not too far away, that's something we would probably think about doing. But after playing a Friday night game, you want to save the kids' legs. You hope that there's a lot of mental work and practice, not just getting the soreness out and the kinks out, but a lot of those things can go into the decision whether you go down and practice or not.
Yeah, and South Ripley's a nice facility. You've had a little success down there.
We've had some, yeah, and hopefully that can continue this year.
All right. Well, great sectional coming up. Coach, you're 0-0, just like everybody else. Strong finish to the regular season. Final words here at the Coach's Show.
Well, I want to wish, Coach Dixon, Coach Meyer good luck, and their kids being nothing better than all 3 county schools with the sectional title this year. And thanks for having us this year. I think this is the last radio show. I think
it is.
Thanks for having us again. It's always great to get the opportunity to talk about our kids and our programs each Saturday morning. So appreciate you and Gary and Tom for taking the time. I know you guys get paid extremely well to do it. So thanks for the opportunity.
And we appreciate you being here, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that's Kyle Nobby. He's the head coach of the North Decatur Chargers. We're here at Aspen Place Health Campus, and I'm glad he mentioned Tom Fleming. We're also on Periscope if you'd like to see us on Picture Radio. And who we got? Cornerstone Bakery is the official donut of the Coach's Show. We'll leave you for a couple minutes, and we'll return with South Decatur's Brian Dixon right after this.
The play of the day is at Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. Come in now and score big with a great deal. With over 600 vehicles available, we have the car, van, SUV, or truck to fit your needs. That's why we're the used vehicle superstore. And if we don't have the right one for you, let our buyers go for the assist in finding the right one. Be the MVP and score big now with a vehicle from Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. 920 North Michigan Avenue, or call us at 812-662-9922. Be the MVP and score a vehicle now.
Decatur County Memorial Hospital is growing to better serve you. DCMH is now offering a sports medicine program to all community members. This program includes orthopedic surgery from our new physician, Dr. Yulo, rehab services, athletic trainers, sports physicals, and emergency medical services. Let us help you succeed with our new sports medicine program at DCMH. To reach Dr. Yulo's office, call 812-663-7790, or for our rehab department, call 812-663-1119.
At Hilliard Lyons, we're conservators of your wealth, not the status quo. We're not interested in how everyone else does things. We're independent thinkers. You see, every client is different, so we treat each one as a new challenge. After nearly 160 years of wealth management experience, we've learned a few things, one of which is no 2 clients' goals and needs are the same. In our more than a century and a half of providing investment advice, we've come across nearly every financial situation possible. Creative thinking and a real understanding of our clients' needs and their concerns is what sets Hilliard Lyons apart from the rest. If this sounds like the kind of financial partner you'd like, call us in Greensburg at 812-663-2862.
Hilliard Lyons, investment insights for every generation since 1854. JJB Hilliard WL Lyons LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Do you have enough coverage? Don't wait to find out that the insurance you purchased online or from an 800 number gave you a discount on the wrong coverage. Talk to your neighborhood independent auto owner's agent today about a policy that fits your needs and budget. Visit today and form a valued relationship that won't let you down in a time of need.
This is your Greensburg Auto Owners Insurance agent, Steve Dorflinger. Stop in at Dorflinger Insurance, 810 East Main Street, or call us at 663-7779.
And we're back with you. Aspen Place Health Campus is our host here today at the Coaches Show. This is the final Coaches Show of the year. We went all the way through football and basketball. Last night, the final regular season basketball games played for Indiana High School basketball, which means we're in sectional play. It also means all teams are 0-0 as we stand right now. Let's go over some of the scores last night. Greensburg topped East Central. It was Greensburg's senior night, 45-34. North Decatur took 2 overtimes but got past Rushville 77-63. That's right, they defeated Rushville 14-0 in that final overtime. South Decatur a 10-point win over Knightstown 70-60. Southwestern Hanover 52, South Dearborn 36. Eminence topped Waldron 55-53. Morristown over Anderson Prep Academy 79-19. Franklin County defeats Jennings County 65-56. Silver Creek over Seymour 69-40. South Ripley 50, Jacksonville 45. Union County over Milan 48-46. Just some of your select scores from the area last night in Indiana High School basketball. Again, the regular season in the books. All teams now reset to 0-0. Sectional play will start up here. By the way, if you've stepped outside today, yes, it is still February. It has gotten cold. We were spoiled last week as far as what's going on, and now it's a little bit nippy out, so grab your coats and get ready for it. Still February. You can't complain, can you, Brian?
No, you can't.
Got Brian Dixon from South Decatur with us here. Last night on the road at Knightstown. Knightstown, a team has struggled to win this year, but on the other hand, they turned around and defeated Southwestern Shelby, your conference champion. So you had to be a little bit leery going into Knightstown last night.
Their record doesn't indicate the ability that they have. They came out and played really, really well against us. We decided to catch fire in the first half by hitting 5 of our first 5 threes. It was really nice to see. And it wasn't just one kid. We had 4 kids hit a 3, which was really, really nice to see. Just shot it with a lot of confidence. Especially after the way we played, last week. These kids shot the ball with super amount of confidence. Like I said, I think we're 5 for 5 going in the first quarter from behind the arc, which is always nice to see because they kind of packed it in a little bit on their defense to negate our height advantage. So, we really spread it out and started with the lead and just kept it going the whole game, which is really good for our program and our kids, especially going into sectional.
Well, you start out opening from the outside, and then that opens things up inside.
Yes, and it did. Yeah. We struggled a little bit in the second quarter of making shots, but then in the third quarter, we really established it coming right out of halftime, getting it down in the post, taking some easy layups, and we did some things that we haven't done we didn't do last week, which is awesome to see for our kids. And like I said, we play a lot of seniors, and for the ability to them go out with a record that we had this year is really nice to see, because they won a total of, I think, 4 games. Their sophomore and freshman year, sophomore and junior year, and then turn around and win 11 games this year is a really good improvement for that group.
Good deal. So now you're talking to 16, 17-year-olds. You tell them you got to take Knightstown seriously. They know the record. They know what's going on. How do they believe you? How do they buy into that?
Well, a couple of them did, because they went when they played North. Knightstown played North at North, and the kids saw it, like, man, these kids hustle.
Yeah.
They really play. We had a surprise, and number 23 for them was a senior. He came out and had 29 against us, and I think he had 4 points against North. Yeah. So we didn't expect that from them, but. Again, you sometimes with your lack of height, you just put everything you got on the floor. You hustle like crazy. And they got to the lane on us a lot, and they were shooting some easy layups, which was uncharacteristic of us. Usually that doesn't happen because, we played a lot better defense in the past. But for some reason, they would just get in there and get layups, and that's what got us big time. But fortunately enough for us, we started making shots towards the end. We made our free throws at the end of the game, because Knightstown was within 5 with about 2 minutes left. And we just slowly started taking care of what we needed to take care of. And like I said, that's a good momentum builder for us, because we kept it the whole game. We got down, had adversity. The crowd was going nuts, screaming and yelling. And then all of a sudden we just shut it down. We were able to shut it down and make our shots. And that's good, because we haven't had that a whole lot than the 2 years I've been here. So it's really, really, especially on the road, that's really nice.
Yeah. The old Knightstown gym was featured in the movie Hoosiers, right there. I guess they have a slightly nicer facility now.
Yeah, it's really, really nice gym. It's open in a sense. There's a lot of space, but they put their student section behind the basket. And they had all these crazy big blow-up heads, that Indiana does, and those sort of things. So it was pretty neat. I saw Will Ferrell out there, and Chris Farley was a few of them. So, it was pretty good to see those kind of things. But we got to play at the old Knightstown gym over the summer, and that really brought back a lot of memories, because this time of year, with sectional coming right around the corner, my dad and I would always watch the movie Hoosiers before the sectional started. We started that when we were 5 years old, when I was 5 years old, or even younger. We watched it every year. So this week I'll definitely be watching that movie, just recalling a lot of childhood memories. But it's still nice to see. It's like, man, I got to step on the floor. Wish I could have played, but I definitely shot a few shots in that gym when I had a chance to.
I like those gyms. You run down, you hear the floorboards squeak and everything, and it's kind of like the old Tyson gym that was at South Ripley, played it down in Versailles until several years ago when they built their new gym. But it's just an old creaky, squeaky gym, but it's got more stories in those floorboards than you can imagine.
Yeah, those are the best. We fortunately up north, I always played in big schools. I was out at a 4A school. We played in a gym in Michigan City, and that hosts a sectional and regional every year, and that's all you remember. It's a huge gym. I think it's the 7th biggest in the state or something like that. And man, just to go in there, it's like, you just look around. It's like, where am I at? There are college gyms that are smaller than that gym. Yeah. And that's stuff you remember, because I remember going there as a young kid, sitting way up high because we got too late to go to the regional. And you're sitting super high up, and it's like you can barely see the kids playing. But like you said, that's just stuff that you'll never forget. Because especially if you love Indiana basketball, you as a young kid, you went to those things, and it's like, wow, what I want to do to be able to do that.
Neat thing about Indiana high school basketball, you're at Knightstown. They have struggled this year, but they still have fans. They still got the students behind there with their signs and stuff, and they're still into that ball game.
They were really into that, especially towards the end when they started coming back. It got really, really loud. And, I didn't call a timeout because I want to see what our kids were going to do at that point in time. How are you going to fight through this? Because surprisingly, our gym gets louder than what theirs was. And, no matter who we play, especially we play Jacksonville first, they're going to have a loud crowd. They always do. And we're going to have to fight through those things. Because I know that kind of interfered with us a little bit last year. Was crowd noise. So fortunately for us, we've had some bigger crowds this year at our gym. So hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that and just play through it.
Interesting, and there's no right or wrong to this, but the last possession of a tight ball game, if you got the ball, some coaches always immediately call timeout, and others want to go right into their
Right.
set and not let the defense set up. But what's your feelings on all that?
It just
I'm sure you've done it both ways.
I have. It just depends on the scenario.
What feels right,
and
huh?
it depends on your kids. You can read your kids. We had a scenario that happened our last game last night. And we came out and we did everything we needed to do, set a high ball screen. We've practiced this over and over again. And the Hunter Seegers come right off of a curl cut, had a wide open three, drilled it, and it was great. That was the end of the first quarter. And I was like, okay. He said, finally. It only took 23 games, but we finally got it to finally run it right. So, that was really, really nice to see that finally, play through.
Gotcha. So your senior night was your previous home game, but this was the last regular season night for your seniors. How many seniors you got? Talk to me about your seniors.
We have 7.
7. Wow.
We have a lot of seniors on the team. We'll be losing a lot of players.
Yeah.
Some of them have started, for 3 years. I know Nick Binge has started for 3 years for our school, and then Nathan Binge has come out and played an amazing season for us so far this year. He's really stepped up. Hunter Seegers has also done the same. Oakley Billingsley is the unsung hero. He does all the little things that we need him to do for us. And then you have the guys that come off the bench. Probably the smartest basketball player I've ever coached is Will Smiley. Not only academically smart, but he knows everything to do on the court. He may not be the most talented basketball player, but he can tell you everything that you ever say to him. He can just repeat it and does all the screens. And Kyle Johanneman, just a fireball that just takes charges, goes in there and pushes people around, does every little thing. I know Tom was talking last night, how quickly can Kyle be on the floor? Literally fall on the floor, take a charge, and it was, 30 seconds?
30 seconds from the time he checked in, he was on the floor. And if I can interject real quick, last week at South Decatur they were selling jerseys and shooting shirts. And I bought a jersey, and I didn't even realize it. I got home, it was number 45, which is Kyle's number.
Yeah, he'll enjoy that for sure. And then we have Logan Owens, who hasn't played a ton this year, but I've appreciated him to be on the floor. He's never complained once about playing time or this and that. He's been really good friends with all of those kids and has never said anything, about playing time. And it's been really, really good group. This is a group you'll definitely miss, especially with that many seniors. They work hard, and the thing I bragged on them yesterday was that I don't have to worry about you outside of school. I don't have to be calling you and find out what you're doing, where you're going, or who you're hanging out with. And they're super respectful, not only on the floor but off the floor. That's nice. That represents your school really well. That's what I told those kids. I said, you keep that kind of attitude because you'll be successful in life.
You coach long enough, and all coaches have had situations where they've had things otherwise, where they've had embarrassments or distractions from the team, both either on the team or outside of school. But you certainly can appreciate it all the more when you have some good kids.
Yes, and that makes it really, really nice. It's a credit to their parents.
Yeah.
That's where I told them. I said, tell your parents thank you because they've raised you guys up right and done a lot of good things for you. You can tell that they've had structure and good leadership in their lives.
Yep. Well, your team now, regular season is over. Medical report, is everybody healthy?
We've got some nicks and bruises and those sort of things, but overall we're doing pretty well. Like I said, the things that happen, it's 23 games in a season, and a lot of the starting five has played a lot of minutes. We don't really sub a ton, and like I said, those starting five have played a ton of minutes. So, they have some soreness and this and that, but we've taken some 2-day weekends off. We've taken some 2 days off, before. So that's really helped us with our legs, and we just, you got to fight through it. It's a totally different season right now. You just find that new energy, and we will. And the fortunate for us is we get to have it at our place, and I cannot wait to eat the hospitality room because it's absolutely amazing. Jan does an amazing job, and Willard and and Jim and Angel, they do a phenomenal job of getting everything set up. I have never seen a sectional run so well that I've been a part of.
And Tom Fleming's over there nodding his head. Tom, do you partake of the sectional food?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, again, I'm a bachelor, and they have great food, so I'm going to be there.
All right. So, well, as it's what I was getting to next, like Greensburg, you host your own sectional. That's really sweet.
It is. It's really, really nice. And unfortunately for us, this might be the last year that we get to do that due to, the changeover and classification and those sort of things. But we'll wait 2 years and then we'll definitely
Now,
be
South
back
Decatur's not necessarily gotten bigger, but
down. But the way everything is in this state, the way charter schools are coming in and everything, and it affects schools like us. And it is what it is. I can't change it. I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
I just have to live by them.
so a lot of new schools with small enrollments push 1A South Decatur probably into 2A next year.
Yeah, and
right?
we'll probably be the smallest 2A school
Yeah.
in the state, which is it's whatever. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, enjoy this sectional, certainly. The fun starts on Tuesday. Southwestern Shelby, your conference champion, will go up against Waldron, and then you start your fun on Wednesday, first game on Wednesday.
Yeah, and we play Jacksonville, and they're a totally different team. People may look at their record. They have a couple freshmen that they're playing. They have a big 6'8" kid.
I understand he's back. Is that
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he came back, I think, last week
Yeah.
is what they said. So that makes a difference when you have a big 6'8" kid. Him and Matt Cornett know each other pretty well, so that's going to be an interesting battle to see how that works.
Yeah.
But again, they have a lot of youth that they can get up and down the floor pretty well. So we can't overlook this game. Look on record, you can't overlook this game because if you do, you'll lose. They played really well last night, against South Ripley. So, that's just saying something going into sectional.
Yeah. In fact, you cannot overlook them. I recall a few years back, or several years back, Jacksonville won like 4 regular season games. David Bradshaw was the coach at the time. Long story short, they were in the regional final.
Yeah, and again, you throw records out the window because it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Even favorites, that means nothing. It's all based upon some people's suggestions. So you don't know because, as Coach Nabi just said, sometimes it takes some luck and it takes the breaks in the game to go your way. And as a coach, as you get more and more into the season and into a game, you can tell kind of which way the game's going to flow. And you just hopefully it's on your side.
Well, your favorites, like you say, maybe there are no favorite. Oldenburg Academy comes in, though, a 20-game winner, comes in 20-3, playing some pretty good basketball. They're the elephant in the room.
Yeah, everybody wants to beat them, and we had our sectional meeting the other day, and you can tell, all the pressure for Ace and those sort of things. But, it doesn't matter. And like he talked about last year, they had the same thing. They could have been the favorite. Hauser could have been the favorite. Jacksonville could have been the favorite last year. But, Southwestern ends up winning it. So you just don't know. And honestly, Southwestern didn't have the most talent, but they had the most kids that wanted it. And they played amazing. And they fortunately had the bye, played Oldenburg that Friday night and just came out and played. Oldenburg missed everything last year as they hit everything against us. I think they had 15 threes against us in that first game on Tuesday. So, like I said, you just don't know.
Yeah.
In that kind of atmosphere.
Well, you've coached elsewhere. You've coached in Northern Indiana, coached in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Postseason in Kentucky versus postseason in Indiana.
I hate to say this because, I enjoyed my time in Kentucky, but it's not even close.
Yeah.
And in Kentucky, they do district tournaments. It's
Yeah.
a seeded tournament, and that is usually like a conference. Conference isn't really big. There's only 4 teams in our conference when I was down there. And they seed it. So if you're the 1 seed, you play, obviously the 4 and then 2 and 3. But if you lose your district championship, which is like a sectional championship, you still get to go on to the regional, which was definitely interesting. I never saw anything like that. And there's actually been district runners-up that lost their district championship game and have won the state title.
Yeah.
But the best thing about Kentucky basketball, there's no, you don't have 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. The Sweet 16 is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Your Rupp is packed. I mean, you got 40,000 people, it seems like, in Rupp Arena watching high school basketball.
Yeah.
But it just, there's no way it compares to Indiana basketball, especially when it comes to sectional time, because it's win or go home. And there you have a shot. If you lose, you can still go. So, but again, I know I saw they honored the state championship team 2 weeks ago from my old school at Betsy Lane High School, and that was pretty neat. I had a couple kids try to contact me and see if I could make it, but obviously we had a game that night, so I couldn't make it. But they made it into the Hall of Fame at the high school, so that was a pretty big deal for them.
All right. Well, South Decatur, you finish 11-12. You are now reset to 0-0 going into sectional play like that. I hearken back to your final home game in the regular season, North Decatur. After that game, you were not a happy camper.
No, that was the worst weekend we had.
Yeah.
Just overall, we lost to Edinburgh team that just gave everything they had. We had our chances. We just couldn't make anything. Same thing on Friday or Saturday against North. But granted, to North's credit, they're playing a whole lot better. If they keep playing the way they do, I could see them easily in the sectional championship. I know Switzerland County was a favorite in there, but North's playing really well right now. They have a lot more confidence in what they did the first game of the year. And Kyle's done a really good job with a bunch of youth, so he knows how to do that. He's had that before with some kids. So we'll see how things go. If we can just play like we did for the most part last night, we'll be okay. I mean, we put up 70 points after only scoring 40. Last game. So it all depends on what our kids want to do. And I told them, I said, it's your turn. We can get you prepared, but we don't get to shoot the ball. We don't get to dribble the ball. We don't pass the ball. We just kind of put you in a position to get ready.
Yeah, there you go. Being the host of the sectional, how many of your teams are going to need to come in and practice?
We have three teams that come in and practice.
Are they all going to take advantage
Yes,
of that?
they did.
Okay.
They all did. So, and we are on the unfortunate end of practicing after all of them. So, we don't get to come in until about 1:30, but we'll just shoot and do all those sort of things this evening. So I know that I love sectional time because everything gets spruced up a little bit. You get some more crowd atmosphere, and it's definitely a nice feeling.
And it's a nice hospitality room, right, Tom?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Well, great finish here to the regular season. We're certainly happy. It kind of makes it for a fun coaches show when all three coaches come in off a win last night, including yourself, Coach Dixon, and certainly had some good basketball, like all teams, some ups and downs, some frustrating moments, some moments of joy. Good basketball season, more basketball to play.
Mm-hmm.
Final thoughts here at the Coaches Show.
Just want to thank everybody for the way the season has gone so far, and just thank you guys for the radio show. We do appreciate it. Tom and Randy spent a lot of time doing Periscope for us, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that I know that watch it. I got a friend up in Minnesota that's been watching some of our games, so he's appreciative of that. He couldn't believe the triple overtime or the double overtime game that we had and scored that many points. We talked for like 20 minutes about that game, but thank you guys, and just want to wish everybody luck as the sectional gets ready to play. And I just can't believe I keep looking out the window and seeing it snowing. And it's thinking yesterday I was in shorts at school, so
it's still February.
it's crazy to think about that. So, but again, just thank everybody and wish everybody well, and hopefully everybody in this county brings home a sectional title. That'd also be nice.
All right, Coach, thank you, and appreciate your visits here this year at the Coaches Show.
Thank you.
That's Coach Brian Dixon, head coach of the South Decatur Cougars, coming off a win last night at Knightstown. He'll be hosting his own sectional coming up this week. We'll leave you for a couple minutes, so we'll come back to the Coaches Show to wrap up right after this.
This is Alex from True Blue Autos. We are owned by Any King Auto Body and have a new way of buying a used car. We are operated daily by third-generation family members. Our mission and focus is to provide safe, reliable vehicles that give our customers the best value for their investment. Each vehicle on our lot goes through a 125-point inspection, and all of our certified pre-owned vehicles come with at least a 90-day limited warranty. Come to True Blue Autos, located right next to Any King Auto Body, and see what our family can do for you.
The new year is here, and couldn't come at a better time to buy a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram from Acra in Greensburg. The Start Something New event is going on now, and the savings are better than ever. Right now, they have new 2016 Ram Crew Cab Express in red pearl. That's 20% off MSRP. The Ram Express is nicely equipped and won't last long. Also, during the Start Something New event, all remaining 2016 Chrysler 200s and Dodge Darts are 15% off MSRP. Last but not least, the new 2017 models are here, and the savings are incredible on them as well. Right now, all new 2017 Jeep Cherokee Limited have over $4,000 in incentives, and new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs are over $7,500 off MSRP. Get 2017 started off with a bang during the Something New event at Acre Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. Stop in and see Marty Garwood, Ron Gardner, Rick Jones, Floyd Riggs, Ryan Scudder, Kevin Milburn, Janice Jones, or Josh Camplain at 1407 North Lincoln in Greensburg.
Recycling comes to your town. Decatur County Solid Waste Management District offers mobile recycling the first 2 Saturdays of each month. The first Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., Clarksburg, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., Sandusky, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., Adams, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., Bernie. The second Saturday of each month, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., St. Morris, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., New Point, 11 a.m. to 12 noon, Millhausen. Questions? Call our office at 812-663-0960.
Stone's Farm Service at 921 East Main in Greensburg is southeastern Indiana's Kubota dealer. Stop by and check out their great lineup of Kubota tractors and utility vehicles. These hard-working tractors and four-wheel utility vehicles come with gas or diesel engines. Stone's Farm Service, serving Decatur and surrounding counties for over 20 years. Give them a visit, 921 East Main in Greensburg, or phone 663-3787.
Hey, we're back with you here at the Coaches Show. We've had a discussion with coaches from Greensburg, South, North Decatur, all here this morning at Aspen Place Health Campus. Boy, they've been a great host this year for our basketball and football Coaches Show, and we certainly appreciate that. We did have, he wasn't on the air, but we did have Gary Bailey sneak in here. He had to get one of these Cornerstone Bakery donuts. Actually, I think he got more than one, didn't he, Tom? He might have snuck out with more than one right there. But Cornerstone Bakery is the official donut of the Coaches Show. They're halfway down Lincoln Street, and I was in there this morning picking up our donuts to come to the Coaches Show, and man, I'll tell you what, that smells so good. You walk in the door, and it's just like you're transformed into a sugar high. That is great stuff right there.
There's no bad choices of what you get there.
Yeah, and they're like I say, go pick up some. They've provided us the nutrition here at the Coaches Show all year, and we certainly appreciate that. Gary Bailey said he was going to play pickleball. Have you ever played pickleball?
I have not. I've seen students at school play it.
It's a weenie sport.
Yeah,
it's a weenie sport for weenie old men like Gary.
Yep.
So, and I do appreciate Gary Bailey. By the way, he is my licensed, registered, certified, bonded master statistician during the ball games, and he's certainly a big part of our broadcast when we do the Greensburg ball games. Tom Fleming here on Periscope. He and Randy Shetmer have been doing a lot of that, plus the South Decatur ball games, and he's going to do all of the basketball games in the South Decatur sectional. Man, he's got to get a life. So
no kidding.
But you like basketball, and
oh yeah,
I know you enjoy that. Some of the scores last night, Tom, from in the area in basketball. By the way, Greensburg North South all pick up wins. Pirates defeat East Central 45-34, overturning a 15-point loss early in the season from East Central. This is the one that counts in the conference, by the way.
Yep.
So we'll walk away with that. North Decatur. 4 quarters couldn't decide it, and overtime couldn't decide it. They decided to put it away in the second overtime, winning over Rushville 77-63 in 2 overtimes. They blitzed them 14-0 in that second overtime, so the Chargers come away with the win. South Decatur, a 10-point winner on the road at Knightstown last night, 70-60. Southwestern Hanover defeats South Dearborn 52-36. Eminence topped Waldron 55-53. Morristown picks up a win over Anderson Prep Academy 79-19. Franklin over Jennings County 65-56. Silver Creek playing good basketball. They defeated Seymour 69-40. South Ripley defeats Jacksonville by 5, 50-45. Union County a 2-point winner over Milan 48-46. Just a few of the ball games in the area last night. Tom Fleming, tell you what, regular season's in the books. So the teams all finished strong with a win last night. They're all reset to 0-0, and we're going to have some fun this coming week in sectional play.
And I predict right now Greensburg is going to win their sectional.
Well,
that's my prediction.
Right. We'll find out. Both Greensburg and North Decatur pick up the bye in their sectionals, so they'll actually start in the sectional semifinals on Friday night. Pirates will play. They'll play the first game on Friday night, the 6 p.m. game, and they'll play either South Dearborn or Madison. Those two teams square off on Tuesday. Other side of the bracket's got Franklin County, Lawrenceburg, Batesville, Rushville. So we'll see what happens in that one. South Ripley, the 2A sectional. Like I say, North Decatur, they draw the bye also, and they'll play the winner between Milan and Switzerland County. Switzerland County may be the favorite that one in 14-8, but that's as even as a sectional across the board as any sectional in the state,
definitely.
And that's borne out by the Sagarin scores and the Sagarin predictions. So that's anybody's, including North Decatur. I think everybody's got a legitimate shot in that one, and so that'd be a great sectional to follow from start to finish. South Decatur hosts their own sectional. They didn't get the bye. They do draw Jacksonville. who struggled this year, but they do have their 6'8" center back, so that could change. That could be a game changer there.
You know, and one of the things I tell people all the time is it's tough to beat a team twice. And Greensburg proved that when they lost to East Central, lost to Batesville, but came back and beat them the second time. South Decatur beat North Decatur and Edinburgh the first time, and weren't as fortunate this time. Now they're playing Jacksonville for the second time after beating them. So that could be a trap game there.
Yep, the familiarity of the team kind of evens them up a bit like that. So, yeah, just because you beat them before means nothing. No. But that's what makes sectional play awful fun. In fact, we talked about Sagarin in the when you go on their website, they have a whole column, and it starts right from the first day in sectionals, and that's what they call the Avengers. And the Avengers are teams who had beat the team that had beaten them in the regular season, and there's a long list every year of that one. So that's what makes it all fun. But South Decatur, they'll face off with Jacksonville. That will be on Wednesday, first game, and then the South Decatur-Jacksonville winner will come in, and they will face the winner between game 3, which would be Oldenburg and Rising Sun. So Oldenburg probably the favorite in that one, but the favorite doesn't always win. Twisters are 20-3, playing some pretty good basketball, but you wouldn't want to put a whole lot of money on that one.
And same trap there. They beat South second game of the season.
Yep.
And now South gets a chance to go back. If South Decatur plays the way that they did the first quarter last night, they'll cruise. And I hate to jinx them because I have a bad habit of doing that. But, they have that chance for that being that trap game for Oldenburg.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Sectional play will start. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, especially Aspen Place Health Campus, our physical host of the Coaches Show. Tom, thank you for putting us on Periscope.
Not a problem. Thank you to you and Gary. You've been doing this since the beginning of the football season, and people, I know how much people love the Coaches Show, and for you guys to make that commitment to doing this all the way through is incredible. For the coaches to take time out of their schedule to be in here at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning,
they're busy.
Means a lot.
They're busy. They've got a lot going on, and like in football or basketball, they come in here, win or lose, especially after a loss. It's hard to drag yourself up and get in here and talk about it on the radio, but they're always here and always willing to share their experiences with folks here on WTRE. And we certainly appreciate all our listeners here at the Coaches Show. That'll be it for the season. The Coaches Show is over for the year until football starts. We'll be back with you in August with the Coaches Show. In the meantime, pick your favorite team. Sectionals start next week. Get you a ticket, get you a box of popcorn, and have some fun. Tom Fleming, John Dooley here at Aspen Place, the health campus at the Coaches Show. We'll sign off, and we'll see you later.